Good morning. It's 6:11 and we're still waiting on that sun to come up here in Fargo. It's just about to rise here as we're looking off to the north and east. You can see there's some clouds in the area, but in general, it's a pleasant start other than the fact that you're going to notice the mugginess when you step outside. It's very warm right now as well. And just now starting to see a little sliver of that sunrise coming up. So a good start to the day, but the heat will soon be building in. You can see what's scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. A heat advisory for some of our Southern Valley viewers with temperatures and humidity combining to create some hazardous conditions. Make sure you're finding ways to stay cool. And that is all ahead of the cold front that's moving through the valley today. Right now you can see where we've got the focus for precipitation along that front. It's up in the north and west. The rest of us are pretty quiet right now. There has been some shower activity down into northeastern South Dakota. That's kind of fizzled out, but we'll still need to watch out for maybe some redevelopment happening in that area. And then taking a look up to the northwest, you can see Rock Lake areas in northern Towner County getting hit by some heavier rain, some thunder going on here with some lightning, of course. And this is all moving eastward. It's been very slow though, so that means it's going to take a bit to get to places like Langdon. But being that it's slow, that means you're going to build up some rainfall amounts there over in Rock Lake and other places in the northern valley. I do think it'll weaken slightly as it continues moving eastward here this morning, but not before bringing rain to some of our viewing area there. Now let's talk about heat. We've got temperatures that are very warm. We're into the low 70s to some mid 70s in the south, even up to 77 right now in Sisseton. And then in the north and east, more into the 60s, but still very warm. 66 in Bemidji. It's 70 in Grand Forks, and Fargo is at 69. Dew points, again, looking at these numbers, 60s to about 70 degrees for your dew point temperature. And if you remember, when we get into that range, we know that it's going to feel more muggy outside, that we're going to have that humidity affect us here today. And that is certainly going to be the case. Now, temperatures are warm thanks to that strong wind rushing into that low that's draping the cold front across the valley. And we're looking at winds that have been steady in the teens and 20s and some gusts at times getting into the 30s. We've got a 31-mile-per-hour gust out of the south in Oaks right now, and that wind stays with us all day. So a hot wind, hot temperatures, just unpleasant out there. If you don't like the heat, it's going to be a tough one for you here today. As we make our way through the morning hours, we'll see those temperatures rise. As that front continues to push eastward, we'll have that isolated shot for some rain, maybe a rumble of thunder for some. This is noon. Look at these temperatures, well into the 80s in the south, some low to mid 80s up north. There will be some clouds passing through as well, so that might inhibit our temperature rise for some as we go through the day, but we're still looking at some heat. We're still looking at the humidity affecting us. And this afternoon, look at our temperatures in the south, getting into the 90s, some low to mid 90s, and again, heat index values when we factor in the humidity around that 100 range. So the heat is our first problem, though there will be some spotty areas of rain here today. And then heading into this evening, could be as early as this afternoon. This particular model doesn't bring in that thunderstorm activity until around 8 o'clock or beyond, but be ready for it in the afternoon hours in the south and east. You can see this line starting to pop here as we head into the late night hours for tonight. We're looking at large hail, some damaging wind gusts possible as these storms develop, especially early on in the development, and heavy rain too, building up over time as this moves through. So this is around 10 o'clock, moving to the east, and notice if you if you're going to be there, or you know somebody that's going to be at WeFest, make sure you and they are prepared for some severe weather. Have a place to go. If you're going to be camping out at the lake, have a place to be alerted. If you're going to be away from your television, because you don't want to get caught out in that. And look ahead into tomorrow morning. We still have some rain and thunder moving through some of the same areas, and that does start to add up. Rainfall potential. So again, starting to add things up as we head through the nighttime hours tonight and into tomorrow. We'll see the potential for 1 inch to 2 inches of rain across a wide area in the southern end of the valley. So lots of rain, but much cooler into the weekend. Some 70s coming up. So today's going to be our big day for weather to affect us. And then we get to kind of take a little bit of a breather coming up for the weekend.
But this sunrise, kind of ominous looking. I mean, beautiful color, but you can tell something's on the horizon with that.
You know what they say, red sky of morning, and this is looking a little orangey red here. And that usually is a sign that you've got moisture in the air. And of course, we know that's going to lead to some storms coming up.
Okay, Lisa, thank you this morning.